Excellent, excellent.
All right.
We are live. We are back and we are live. Welcome back. Welcome to Kitchen on Fire. We're all quarantined here.
Shh. James, I wanted to tell you something that's funny. You know,
Okay.
every time we start, we are so surprised that this thing is working, that there's no complication, that we're like, you know, the professional podcaster, you know what they do? They're like, you know, they introduce themselves, they say, you please subscribe here, and there's all this speech they do. Us, we're
just amazed that it works.
We're amazed that the thing is working, that every time we're like, we're live. This is our intro. We're so excited to be live.
Yeah, if you had a plumber that when he got done and he went, wow, it works. You probably might not call him next time. You might be a little nervous. Wow, I can't believe that worked.
I know. So the same for us, guys. We're still amazed that we can showcase every. Anyway, whatever. One day we'll have an intro.
You can't expect faces this pretty to be smart too.
All right, so we're gonna do some cooking today.
We're gonna do some cooking. We're gonna talk about coffee. We're going to talk about several things. I came upon a really interesting quote that I think is very appropriate for anybody that wants to cook or is a cook.
Was it a quote was it from me?
No.
Okay.
No. It's by a man named James Allen McPherson. That's funny. That's my first and middle name, James Allen. But I didn't say this. Well, I'm going to say it now. The quote is, "The secret to good cooking resides in the cook's ability to say, the hell with the basic recipe, and improvise freely from it. If you haven't got this kind of moxie, you might as well hang up your apron."
Right.
In other words, you got to be willing to improvise. You can't be a slave to recipes. I think recipes are great. We've said this before. But there's going to come a time where you're just going to say, screw it, I'm going to do this instead of what they say. Does Kitchen on Fire do any virtual classes in Japanese?
I can totally do that. I can put that together. Japanese cooking, no, not sushi. Huh? Anyway. Woo!
Japanese food is really
good. Happy to see us. Yay, Kenny.
I love Japanese food. I mean, beyond sushi. I love sushi too, but beyond that.
I don't have an executive chef, no. Kenny, the truth is I executed my executive chef.
Yeah. Did you put him up against that brick wall there?
It's in there. I can see some of the bones. Oh, man.
Now, do they want virtual Japanese food or virtual classes? Because it's virtually the same thing.
No, I can do whatever. So I'm putting a lot of virtual classes online. I'm trying to go to do a broad array of classes. I don't have a lot of chefs that are able to teach yet. I'm doing a lot of them. Okay, so Japanese breakfast is actually pretty easy. Let's see if I can put that together. I may have someone who can do that for you. Let me look at it. Absolutely. But we're gonna do some cooking today anyway. So we're gonna do a little frying. I want to show you some stuff. I'm gonna show you also how to make an immune salad. Really, really healthy and super important for now with all the stuff that's happening and all this new crazy stuff. So we need a salad that's gonna really load up your nutrient content and make you super healthy. Anyway, sorry.
Nice. Just one more thing about Japanese food. I had a good friend who stayed with a Japanese family for a few weeks in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
And he said that every morning breakfast was similar, and they would serve these beautiful little grilled fish.
Wow.
And sliced up pineapple. And it was always some variation on that. The first time he saw it, he thought it was really strange. Well, we're having fish for breakfast. But he got to where he just absolutely looked forward to it. It was great. And I thought it sounded great. I just think that would be a wonderful way to start.
Eating protein for breakfast is absolutely great. Any protein.
That is true. All right, so let's start with a question. I mean, or rather, let's start with an answer to a question.
Yes.
I'm very familiar with their pickles too.
Especially one particular chef.
So
that pickling we can do actually.
Yeah, I love Japanese pickles. Fresh pickles.
Yeah, those are really good, really good. Pickling is really good, and the natto is absolutely fantastic.
It sounds like Kenny should teach the class.
Yeah.
Get off your lazy butt, Kenny, and come down there and teach a class in Japanese.
Yeah, please. 20 years, man. 20 years. That's okay. That's okay. We are. We're good. We're good. No problem, my friend.
I still can't get over how Kenny looks like a little girl. I don't mean that in a bad way, but.
All right. So
a student a long time ago, it's probably about 80 by now, asked, is coffee bad for you? What they want to know, what's the consensus on coffee? Because, for a long time, there were years where people said that, coffee's not good for you. It's not, it's bad for your heart. It's bad for your circulation. They kept doing studies to try and show that coffee wasn't good for you. And they just couldn't do it. And it finally, there were some early studies that said that,
don't worry too much about the study, James. There's hundreds of thousands of studies. Just get your point across. What I'm saying is, don't worry about the studies. I'm going to talk about the studies in a minute. It's not important. Coffee.
Well, what I was going to say was a lot of these studies failed to consider the fact that the people that they were looking at were also, this was years ago, and they were also heavy smokers.
Right.
They lived sedentary lives, and they probably drank coffee from the time they got up in the morning till when they went to bed at night.
But that's the problem with all the studies. They can't be relevant.
It's never been a surprise to me that coffee could actually be good for you because it's a plant-based product. So, and actually, according to the Mayo Clinic, it actually has a lot of good things. It's got all kinds of vitamins and minerals. That's not why people drink coffee. However, people mostly drink coffee to wake up in the morning, and it's particularly good for that. But they also think it can protect from things like Parkinson's and diabetes and liver disease and heart attacks and all kinds of stuff. Basically, what I'm trying to say is coffee's not bad.
Trying to say?
It's not bad for you.
No,
but like anything, if you consume too much of it, it's probably not a good thing. And we certainly have a different relationship with coffee today than we did 20, 30 years ago. We've got shade-grown coffee, which is how it's supposed to be grown. They're growing more of the original varieties now that thrive in the shade, and that's important because before they were growing coffee that needed sunlight, and so they were clear-cutting the forests where they were growing coffee. So now they don't have to cut down the trees; they can grow the coffee underneath the trees. There's also fair trade coffee, which is very important because coffee is a very laborious crop to harvest because at any given time, there are both ripe cherries and unripe cherries on the tree. So you can't do it with a machine. You can't come through there and just harvest everything. It has to be done by hand, which, costs money. And I have some interesting statistics about coffee. Do you know that the United States isn't even in the top 10 coffee drinking countries? It's not even in the top 20.
Wow, I'm surprised because I thought it was one of the highest in the world. But
the U.S. is number 25. What's interesting is that the top coffee consuming countries, in fact, the top 6, are all basically Scandinavian countries. There's in order of number 1 down is Finland, Norway, Iceland, Denmark, Netherlands, and Sweden. Now, those aren't all Scandinavian countries, but they're all Northern European. And in fact, Canada is the only non-European country in the top 10. Isn't that amazing? Italy's 13. Brazil, where they grow a tremendous amount of coffee, 14.
Wow.
And France
coffee,
is number 18.
coffee is really good. It's something that you need to stop reading studies about.
Yeah.
And coffee is really one of them. Red wine is the other one. We're done with the studies on those. We don't care. We don't care. It's all good stuff, well made. I can drink 2, maybe 3 coffee a day. 2 is good for me. Some people need a little more. You can't drink too much coffee. You can't have too much red wine. That's all you need to remember. Forget those studies, please. Let's not see another study on coffee. That's enough. We have plenty. It's all good stuff. If you don't like coffee, don't drink it. But that's enough. Enough with the studies. You guys are focusing on the molecule and one item, and it's not the way it works. It's about balance and connectivity and all and happiness and eating good food. And we need to stop looking at the molecule and that one item or one factor or whatever. Enough with the studies. Seriously, like the studies are made out of data. What you need is either chemistry, like real chemistry, biology, science, but not studies. I'm sorry.
I make my decisions based on mythology and hyperbole. So
yeah, I mean, study on garlic. 150,000 studies are made on studies, or more than 200,000, 125,000 on horseradish. You know, like, okay, are we gonna stop? Garlic is good. We like garlic. We're good. It's good. I don't need 200,000 studies to tell me that. Well, we know it's good. We are not sure exactly the mechanism. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Don't worry about it. Just eat garlic. Okay.
Well, you know what it is? It's a lot of graduate students and scientists writing grants to be able to do studies.
Yeah, but then people get confused all the time.
Yeah.
Don't stop reading those things. They're not for you, and nobody understands them anyways.
Well, here's what Alexander King had to say about it. He said, actually, this seems to be the basic need of the human heart in nearly every great crisis, a good hot cup of coffee.
Yeah, coffee is, to me, I love the flavor. I love what it does to me.
I love the smell of it in the morning.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that are really, really interesting about coffee. Yes, it's a drug. And so what?
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Well, I was a tea drinker for many, many years. I only started drinking coffee again a year ago. And I stopped drinking tea, and I got a little French press coffee maker for my birthday. Tea is good
really,
too, but
really good. Coffee is really good. Coffee is loaded with antioxidants, like literally loaded. There's a ton of antioxidants. And I think that's so another study, because I do read the studies because I want to make sure that nothing goes out of control, but I don't see anything pertinent on you anywhere. There was a big study that's saying that basically coffee is the only way for the American people to get the antioxidants. So it's one of the #1 source.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah. Whatever.
I like a cup in the morning. I just have 1 cup in the morning. I have a mug.
Yeah, I have 2.
And I really look forward to it. I really enjoy it, and I don't crave coffee the rest of the day. I never think about it.
And some people, it makes them tired because it could be an excitant. Yes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it takes a long time to get. So you drink it, you have a sensation of waking up. Your brain is more alert, but actually it takes about 5 hours for the coffee to go into your blood and do that. So if you drink some people don't care at night. Some people are sensitive. It's going to take 5 hours plus. So you have to kind of think about this.
Yeah. Well, I just think I look at it this way, that half the college students in America wouldn't make it through college if they didn't have coffee.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's true?
I didn't make it through college because of coffee. Coffee was so good. I forgot. The coffee was so good out there. I could not go to school.
That's funny. You can't blame coffee for that.
Yeah, you can. All right. So we're going to do 2 things for you guys today. First of all, I know that you want to talk about something cool, the Gizzard, which is really cool. It's very important. I know.
Well, we had a question about it. You know, what is a gizzard? You know, and I grew up, we always, when you buy a turkey or a chicken or some kind of poultry, there's what they call the gizzards that are inside. And I always grew up thinking that the gizzards just was a general name for the organs, the organ meat that was always stuffed inside the bird in a little
Yeah,
bag.
yeah.
But the gizzard's actually a specific thing. It's in the lower stomach of fowl, and it's a little muscular pouch that has like little teeth kind of things in it,
Yeah.
and it helps grind, because poultry eat a lot of grain and a lot of stuff off the ground, and this helps crush it and grind it up so that they can metabolize it and get the nutrients out of it. So the gizzard's actually a very specific thing, but it also kind of refers to the general offal, as the English would say. So that's the answer. The answer is yes.
I was looking for a picture, but can you eat those? Yes, you can.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You have to.
So you say it's not the offal, right?
No. Well, the offal refers to everything, all the internal.
Right.
The liver, the heart, the lungs, all that stuff. That is all good to eat.
Yeah.
The gizzard is very tough though, and it has to be cooked slowly.
Yeah.
More like it'd be a good thing to braise for a long time.
So let's talk about offal, because this is very important. The offals is all the organs,
right,
that are in the body.
It's the inner.
They are one of the most nutritious things that you can eat in the animal, so you don't throw them away. And there's a cool recipe that I'm going to make again when I make food delivery sometime. I make a burger with all the offals and some meat.
Huh.
So I grind all this liver and the kidney and all the stuff and the heart, and it's so much nutrient. It's very nutrient dense. So those things you don't need to eat a lot, and you can eat them once a week or once every 10 days. You have so much nutrients in there. Tons of preformed vitamin A. There's a lot of zinc and magnesium and calcium and all these goodies. It's a huge amount of nutrients. So liver is one of my favorite food in the world in order to get nutrients, B12, all the stuff in there. So offal is pretty fantastic, and we make a burger. Actually, I should show you if you're interested in meat. If you're a meat eater, you will be very interested in eating that. If you're not, then you're not. But if you are, it's a fantastic food. It's super healthy. It's incredible.
I used to make a chicken liver pate that I would mix with chopped up hard-boiled egg.
Yep.
Mix that up together.
Chicken liver is very, very good for the kids, for their brain, for the immune system specifically. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So I want to show two things today. I want to show you how to make a immune salad. Immune salad means, basically for me, immune means there's raw garlic and raw onions in there. That's immune, and a bunch of herbs and cabbage, because I like cabbage.
Have you done any studies on this?
Yes. I'm making my own studies.
We did a study between the two of us.
I don't get sick.
And we're both fine.
Just
so
study me, I will get sick.
Yeah.
And wait. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to show you quickly. Then I'm going to fry some zucchinis. I'm going to do something with fried food. One of my students, Tom, asked me to do fried apple, but it's too long on the show. I need to send him the recipe, but I'm going to show you how to fry. And I'm going to show you how to fry the best way and the healthy way. Okay, there's a way. It's basically using fresh oil. All right, let's do first my salad, which I really, really like. And this is something I do a lot in winter. I'm going to do carrot.
That's a kind of phallic-looking salad so far.
You have to have good teeth for the salad. Okay. So
it takes a long time to eat it.
Shallots, half a red onion, okay, and garlic somewhere right here.
I was going to say that looks like a shallot to me.
Let's cut this guy. All right, let's do this. Okay. Cabbage. I'm going to remove that core. See that little thing? Let's get rid of it. So I'm going to go. Okay, get rid of this. And then once I clean my leaves, I remove everything that's not pretty. I already did. Clean it up. And then you just shave that. Okay. You see what's going on? Keep shaving that. I'm going to do only one. And then I'm going to go and put that in. Why do I like cabbage so much? You guys, you know how much cabbage is so good for you? It's amazing stuff. Okay. So let me get a big bowl. And then we're going to put carrots in there.
I like that purple color.
What?
I like that purple color.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And then this salad is really good because you can it lasts for a few days, like a week, easy. For
and you just throw the carrot in like that. That's so easy.
My carrots are organic, guys, so I don't need to peel. Okay? There's a lot of nutrients right below the skin. Like right there, there's a lot of nutrients. I already washed my carrots. And to go and grate it, I'm just going to go in there. And grate that, just like that. Okay? I'm going to put a bunch of that. Okay? When I get to the end, I need to switch to open hand. Okay? So I don't want to cut myself, right?
When I was traveling in Italy a couple years ago, everywhere we went, we would always order a green salad, and it was always the same. They were always huge salads, a whole bunch of mixed greens, but there was always, no matter where we went, we were in the northern, we were in the Veneto, Emilia Romagna. They always had grated carrot on top of the salad, and it was so good.
Where was that?
In Italy.
Oh yeah. In Europe, you eat salad a lot. Okay.
Oh, look at that. That's a pretty salad.
Yeah. And then all I need to do is slice the rest of the stuff, put a bunch of garlic in there. For the garlic, I'm going to slice it. And then I'm going to mince it. So slice first. And then we're going to mince. Okay. Mince is literally that.
Don't mince words. Just tell us.
Look. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Cool. All right. Put that in there. And I'm going to cut some shallots. I have a half a red onion from yesterday. Just put that in there. For this guy, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to remove the top and the bottom. Okay, very easy. And all I need to do, you see those lines? I'm going to slice them up just like that. And when I get to this point, I'm just going to go and finish. Okay, now they're all the same size, you see? Go in there.
It looks like you've done this before.
Yes, once. Shallots. Get the stem. Get that guy out. All right. And then we're going to slice very thin those shallots. That means we have a lot of super component in there. Lots of raw onion, raw garlic. I'm going to put some regular. And I tell you, this is a very healthy salad, especially when people get, sneeze around you and all this crazy stuff. Okay. For the shallots, easy. A few of those. And then boom, 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 boom. Okay, lots of onions. Now I'm going to put that in there. If you guys have people that are sensitive to onion, I'm going to show you how to fix it. Actually, I'm going to finish that also. Put that in there. Okay, remove the core. Finish. Okay, so because of the onion, it might be a little strong, right? So I'm going to put my red vinegar first. A good amount. I need to cook those onions. And I need to let it sit without oil. That needs to sit here for about 15 minutes.
Because that vinegar is going to kind of cool those onions, right? It's going to kind of cook them a little bit.
So they won't be as harsh. Okay? So I'm going to leave that for about 15, 20 minutes. Just the oil, just the vinegar, no oil. Okay? Make sure those onions are, you can put a bunch of vinegar. Okay? You can put a little sherry vinegar, little red wine vinegar, whatever you want. And then I'm going to put some black pepper because it's part of the immune. We need black pepper to get our nutrients more efficient. That's all it does. No oil yet. We'll do the oil later, okay? I'm going to put some arugula at the end, but not right now. You can put parsley. You can put cilantro in there. You know, whatever you want. It's really awesome. Okay, that needs to sit, just like that. And we'll come back in about 15, 20 minutes. Cool?
And what's nice about that, unlike salad greens, is that that's not going to wilt.
No. It's going to get better and better. So you're going to get something that's going to be really good.
All right.
Okay. So, James, should I go ahead with my frying or no?
Sure, go ahead. I've got another question to answer, though.
Do it.
I hear it. A student asked, oh, beautiful. You're beautiful. Somebody asked about MSG. They want to know what the heck is it and why should I avoid it?
He's not on the show anymore. Just tell them.
MSG?
We fired him. Oh, I forgot something.
Okay. For the salad?
You guys, I'm sorry, Chef. Sorry, James, I forgot something. This is something I make here that I'm starting to sell. It's a horseradish immune booster. It's horseradish, ginger, turmeric, and pineapple core. Super strong anti-inflammatory and an immune booster. I'm going to put some in there, okay? So it's spicy, guys. Be careful. And then we'll mix all this. Okay, cool. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so MSG.
Yes.
It's for Madison Square Garden. Oh, wait, no, that's a different MSG.
Yes.
Stands for monosodium glutamate.
Yep.
And it was discovered in Japan in the 20s. It's a naturally occurring component.
Yep.
Comes from things like seaweed, certain vegetables, certain glutens, and even in the residue of sugar beets. But it became popular to use Trisha, you're fantastic. She looks just like the Statue of Liberty. That's amazing. It became popular to use because
so beautiful people. Oh my God. Nobody says I'm beautiful. Oh my God, what the hell?
MSG is kind of like salt. It doesn't have any. Well, salt does have some flavor. MSG doesn't really have flavor on its own, but it has this capacity to make other foods more flavorful. So it really brings out the flavor in food. Right. So you can take even. I mean, this is unfair to say, but you can even take sometimes inferior ingredients and put a lot of MSG in, and it's going to really boost.
That is not, Chef James. This is very important. This is good. That's why so many people can cook crappy. I'm not going to say crappy food, but less. No, you. That's a good point. That's exactly what's happening. So no.
So, but the problem with MSG is, not everyone, but some people have a very adverse reaction to it. They get itchy, they get a headache, they'll get a real like sort of burning sensation all over their body. And some people react more than others, but some people get a real severe reaction to it. Right. So that's why it became very common to see in certain Chinese restaurants, for example. They'll have signs that say no MSG. And they really advertise the fact that they don't use MSG, which in my mind means they're probably better cooks. They're probably using better ingredients. And MSG is the garlic of Chinese food. I don't know about that. So I think MSG is better avoided. I don't think you need it. You can buy it to use at home, but I think if you use really good fresh ingredients, and good condiments and good fats and you learn how to season your food properly, you just don't need it. You just don't need it.
So true. I agree with you, Chef. I don't think MSG is a good idea. There is ways to bring nutrients from the food. If the food has enough nutrients, you're going to be able to have more flavor. When you cook anything in the room, whatever you smell are nutrients. So if you don't smell anything, there's nothing in there. And when you open vegetables, if that doesn't smell anything, then there's not much in there. I'm going to show you how to do some frying. Because I want you to see how to make frying healthy. That means here.
And because a lot of people have a fear of frying.
Yeah, right.
I've heard people say that.
So I'm going to do the cut first. I'm going to do zucchini, which is very, very, very fast and simple. That's why I'm going to show you the zucchini, because it's no work at all. And when I do a frying class at the kitchen, this is the first thing we do, so they learn how to work with vegetables. So I'm going to make some planks here about this size. Okay, very tall and pretty. All right. Now, I have my stuff.
You know that's called a French cut?
Is that called a French cut?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not just because you're doing it either.
All right, so here I have my eggs. I have my, I need a fork. You guys see what's happening here? I have eggs, panko, and flour, right?
Right. But no fork.
So, a few things are happening
in that kitchen, but a fork.
While I'm doing that, I'm going to preheat my oil. How much oil? This is the size of this guy. I need the oil to get about half or a third. Okay, a third to half. So I'm going to go back in there and see how deep that is. That's about half. Perfect. So when I place them in there, they're going to fry this side, and then you're going to fry it. Okay?
In other words, you don't want it to be submerged in the oil.
Kenneth, I'm going to talk about all this. That's why I'm doing that demo. I'm going to talk about the fats and everything. No worry.
Just relax.
All right, first, let's get those zucchinis ready to fry. I need something to protect the zucchinis and to make them pretty. I need a cooling rack right here with this. Great. That's how I'm going to do really beautiful fried food. I need those guys to be going into flour, egg, panko, breadcrumbs, whatever. All right, so, okay, let's mix those eggs. Okay. All right. Keep that kind of here, because we're going to need that. Zucchinis. Little salt, quickly. Okay. Don't put your salt in the flour. A lot of people do that. There's no point on doing that. Okay, because if you put salt in the flour, salt is much heavier. It's going to fall down. And then what you need to do is you need to dry those. So this is my dry stuff to dry the. Okay. Shake them really well. Put them in that egg. Use a fork. Get my oil going. Medium temp. Nothing crazy. Drain. And go and make panko. In the panko, look at that. So pretty. Good. And I'm going to do that 2 or 3 times. Okay. So flour. Okay. That's for your to dry the veggies. Put them in there. Okay. Put them in there. Boom. Go in. Make sure there's enough everywhere. Okay. And now we're going to do that. Put them in your panko. Okay. Do that again.
We should probably explain what panko is.
Breadcrumbs, Japanese breadcrumbs. You can use any one.
It's not flour. It's actually from bread, and they're real kind of. They're kind of flaky.
Inside of the bread, so there's no crust.
And they make a wonderful coating for all kinds of fried foods. Right. You can do this with seafood. You can do you might not.
Yeah, seafood. Great. Okay, so I'm going to make 3. That's plenty. Now I'm going to put those away. And I'm going to show you how to fry this. Now, my oil is getting ready. And I'm going to know because of a few things. First of all, I do have a strainer. That's going to be able to collect my stuff and bring them here. I do not use a paper towel because I don't think that's a good idea. I think paper towel is wrong because you lay on the paper towel and then that oil stays. I want the oil to just evaporate or whatever is left is on it. But I'm going to show you why my zucchinis are not going to be oily. I'm going to make my temperature perfect and get a wood skewer.
A wood skewer?
That's to see the temperature of the oil. Okay? Let me show you how that works. And I'm going to go and put that in there. Ooh, bubbles coming out. So if bubbles come out of my skewer, I think I'm ready. And I can always try one. I can always do that to see what it says. Yep. Okay. So very delicately. There's too much oil, but that's fine. Okay. Very too much oil. And look at this. It's pretty.
And even if you were cooking a lot more of those, you still don't want to crowd them into the pan. You want
that's plenty. Okay, I can't put any more.
Small batches.
Can't put any more.
Because you don't want the temperature of that oil to plummet when you throw in too much room temperature vegetable. Uh-oh. I hear strange noises over there. There we go.
Guys, what's cool about frying, you don't need to turn them to know what's the color in the other side. Here, you can see the color. You can see it. When you like the color, look, this one is perfect. Look at that. Whoa.
Nice.
This one, not quite. This one is, yeah. And this one is almost ready. And I'm going to explain to you why this is healthy compared to cooking with old oil at the wrong temperature. Nope, not quite. Ready. Yep. Not quite. Not quite. See that? Beautiful stuff. Shut off my heat. Nice. Perfect. Beautiful. All right. So this is what happened. I went into my oil. You need to wait. Okay. You need to make sure the oil is hot enough. This guy is full of water. Those zucchinis are full of water. What is the water temperature that transforms into steam?
It's like 120, isn't it?
212.
Like a
212. This is when the water transforms into steam. I need my oil to be about 350, 375. What's happening then is once my vegetable, zucchini, whatever it is, goes into the pan, immediately there's an explosion. Good. I want that explosion. The explosion shows me that the oil, the water inside the vegetables is pushing the oil. It is pushing the oil away from the vegetable. That's physics. Then what happens is, do you see them greasy? No, they're not greasy. Why? Because I cook them at a temperature high enough that it expelled the flake. There's some oil on it. But now if you look at the oil, very pretty oil. That oil I can eat. You see the difference? This is a pretty oil. So immediately right now I'm going to strain this, and this oil I can fry again because I almost didn't fry in it. And your color is your when you know to stop. So light yellow, the oil is really good. As it darkens, you're creating free radicals. You can't eat that.
What kind of oil did you use?
So that's also another point. I use rice bran oil. So I don't know if you can see. This is a rice bran. This is a very high temperature oil, and that allows me to not smoke that oil. I didn't smoke the oil. There was no smoke. So basically I was able to cook those really in a healthy fat. Means I didn't destroy the fat. That's what it is. Okay. And now they are perfect. And because of that cooling rack, the extra steam was able to escape. And they don't get soggy. That's how you make a really good fried. Those are ready to go. They're beautiful. You see that? Look, they're not oily. Okay. You can see on my hand, there's no oil.
Can you cut one in half so we can see the inside?
Well, yeah, but then you're going to see the inside.
Oh. Don't pay any attention to the man behind the curtain. Oh, nice.
Okay. Really nice.
And zucchini are great because they cook so fast, don't they? I mean,
you can do zucchinis and eggplants.
Yeah.
And when you grow up to be like me,
yeah,
then you go like this. You put cheese in the middle, and then you fry them like this. Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's a little more complicated, right? So frying is good. If you get good oil, if you get cooling rack, if you cook at the right temperature and you don't overcrowd your pan and you keep going, make sure that oil doesn't smoke. Once it's smoked, you have another issue to deal with. Okay?
Just another example of how smoking is not good for you.
Yeah, it's not good to see that in your kitchen either. You guys, if you smoke your oil, you have to dump it. Unless it's smoked for only a couple of minutes, which is fine. But if you smoke that oil and that oil is brown, this needs to go in the oven, in the garbage. So when you go to a restaurant and you see they do fried food, fried food is good only if it's made in a good fresh oil. So most restaurants don't have the money to change the oil. They can't do that. It's too expensive. So they're going to repeat the same oil. That oil is broken. This is what's not good about frying. It's not the food itself. I mean, the food is questionable already, but that's the extra damaged oil. Damaged oil is the worst thing you can do for your body out of anything in nutrition. If you want to remember one thing, do not eat bad fats. Do not eat bad cheese, bad milk, bad anything oil is dangerous. Cool?
Do you know that years and years ago...
Yeah, eggplant is the same. My friend, Kenneth, exactly. Eggplant, fantastic food.
Yeah.
You can do the same exact recipe. Can eat this is exactly the same. It's so good. Eggplants fried like this is out of this world. And you see, keep them clean and not wet. They're not dripping. Nothing's happening to them. You see, they're really clean and perfectly cool. I need to finish that salad though.
So I was going to say, years ago, I had someone actually tell me that the way to tell when your oil was ready is when it was smoking.
No. It's easy. Oils are all dangerous when you cook them, all of them. If you cook with unsaturated fat, which is basically all the vegetable oil, all these vegetable oil that basically got people sick all over those years, they have a hydrogen that's going to go away and be taken and become free radical. Saturated fat does not have that, does not oxidize. So you can tell the oil damage when it turns brown. Anything brown that's cooked is a free radical. That doesn't mean it's bad. That's why we use antioxidants like lemon and onion and garlic and the salad I'm making. I don't have to worry about this if I'm eating this with this. You understand the concept? Don't worry about this. Have fun. Frying is fun, man. It's fun. It's so good. Yeah, it's not, but that's why I'm eating all these antioxidants, so I can compete with those free radicals I created. That's not the point. Okay? So let me finish my salad.
You know, years ago, McDonald's switched from a saturated fat because everybody was like, "Oh, saturated fat is bad." Okay. So they switched to a hydrogenated oil, and that's when so people thought they were eating much more healthy, and in fact, they were eating something far, far worse.
Also, imagine that saturated fat are way more expensive.
Sure.
Way more expensive. That's the thing. When we do now, what was that?
Domo arigato.
Oh, gozaimasu. When we do, when we fry anything, you can fry meat also. That's why you cover. If I do chicken the same way, what's happening in there is my chicken is protected by my panko. Mm-hmm. So the protein is not as aggressed. All right, let's finish the salad here because this is a really good salad. And I'm going to show you where we are. This has been sitting in vinegar only with red onion, shallots,
carrots, cabbage.
And I'm going to put some greens after that. So let's see if there's enough vinegar. Yep, maybe a little more. This is a good red wine vinegar from France, guys, by the way. This is my house vinegar. Where are you? Maille. You know maille? The mustard, the beautiful stuff. So that's why I like good vinegars, man. It's so good. So good for you. So my salad is ready. I can now dress it with the olive oil. That's what I need to do. All right, ready?
Hey, be careful with that olive oil. That stuff doesn't grow on trees, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I was wondering why, the banks, we know money doesn't go on tree, right? Why there's so many branches? So it's very interesting how the banks have branches, but money doesn't go on tree regardless. Let's put some arugula in there. I like arugula because it holds really well. I can't do that with lettuce, okay? That will melt entirely. The arugula is going to melt a little, but the reason why I'm putting arugula in
a little bit, you want to wilt it a little bit, make it more palatable.
And also, this is what I said before, an immune salad. So why is this an immune? The arugula is cabbage as well. It's a mustard family. They're all mustard based. So this is a really, really good salad to keep your immune better suited. There's no miracle food. There's nothing that heals anything by itself. That doesn't exist. There's not one thing. It doesn't exist. It's how much exercise you do every day. It's what food you eat, how late you sleep. And important is that you see your friend and family a lot. This is, believe it or not, one of the most important part of being healthy is having connection and relationship. Food is the thing that's next to it, okay? But exercise is working, and then immune booster stuff. So, for example, my horseradish that I make that is super immune will not work if you don't eat properly. And if you don't sleep, you can take that all day long. That's not going to do anything. But if you eat regularly, and if you don't want to get sick or get a cold, you can always get that horseradish, garlic, onion, any of those things. They're really, really potent. Not just that. I make that because I want people to eat something that keep that in check, but that's all, okay?
We should also emphasize that getting a lot of exercise doesn't necessarily mean you have to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. You don't have to run a marathon. You don't have to be an ultimate fighter. Exercise is a matter of staying active. It's get off the couch. You know, cleaning your house is exercise.
Get rid of your remote control.
Exercise. Playing with your kids is good exercise. Just anything where you're moving and you're active and you're doing something.
Look at that.
It's not exercise. Even if you're watching an exercise program on TV, that's still not exercise.
Probiotic. Okay, so
I have a quick question. Now, if you wanted to save this salad and you wanted to keep it for a few days, you would do that before you put the arugula in, right? You would just put the basic mixture away.
So you know, that's why I use arugula also, because it doesn't get that mushy. It will get a little mushy, but not much. That's why I use arugula. I can't use lettuce in there.
Right.
So yes, and that keeps really, 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 really well. So make a big batch, and as it keeps, it ferments a little bit. It breaks down. Mm-hmm. So basically, after a few days, that side is breaking down. Add more vinegar and oil. It's fine. Probiotic.
You could serve it with greens. You could serve it with a mixed green salad too.
Even better. Yes.
Want to store it with that.
James, that's actually a better idea. You know what I would do? Lettuce cup.
Oh yeah, that's a great
idea. You can say it.
You could also put this on sandwiches.
Right. So if you do a lettuce cup and you put that in there, you can put shredded chicken from yesterday or ham or whatever. You can have a feta cheese. Feta and that is really awesome.
Nice.
Probiotic. Yes, probiotic are very important. Yep. I was doing an experiment one day in my classroom with a friend of mine, really cool guy, Dan Cordero, one of my really good friends who left for Asia. He's a biochemist and he used to come to help us on. I know a lot of biochemists, that's why I can ask him a lot of questions. And one of his favorite jokes was he would go in front of the room and he'd say, "You guys like antioxidants?" And we'd like, "Yeah." And then he would say, "Do you know what they are?" "No." You know, it's like we are ingrained in that. We want that thing. We don't know what they are. Probiotic, prebiotic, it's the same thing. Now, understand something about your microbiome. And I'm not going to go into detail in there because everybody talks about it. It's great that people talk about it. And it's great that people understand that it's very important for you. Let me give you a simple fact. Why is it important? The human body is it's a very small percentage in DNA compared to the bacteria and the microbes that is in your body. And I'm going to give you some numbers so you get the idea. The human body has about 23,000 genes, right? That's it. In our body, we have about 600,000 to 800,000 genes that are not ours. Other people in there. Lots of people in there.
Is that my inner child you're talking about?
Huh?
Is that my inner child you're talking about?
I don't know, but someone is in there. And they're working for you. All these guys in there, the extra 90% and whatever, they are all working for you. They need only one thing from you, only one thing, food. Just give them food. Give them food, they'll do the rest. And that means real food, not fake food, not dried up food, not weird stuff, not powdered of weird stuff. No, food that have enzymes, that have stuff in there that is alive. And diet is whatever you want. You can be vegan, vegetarian, meat eater, but you need real food. I don't care what diet you are. And those microbiome, so this probiotic will work for you. They'll do everything else. They'll do your vitamins. They'll do everything you need. Everything is done in there. Your fiber, everything is done. It's pretty cool, huh?
They'll do your
food. That's all. Just food.
They'll do the dishes afterwards.
Well, they do the dishes.
That's right.
They do evacuation. They do.
And just remember that a probiotic is the opposite of an antibiotic. It creates.
Oh yeah. You guys, you know what prebiotic and probiotic? Before
Life.
Prebiotic is food for the probiotic. So onion, cabbage, artichokes, mushrooms are really, really good prebiotics. That's why I eat onions all the time. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's not antibiotic exactly. What's antibiotic? If you want to talk about antibiotic, would be like horseradish is a natural antibiotic. Garlic are natural antibiotic. The vinegar feeds. It is a probiotic already. It's a little bit different. Okay. Vinegar they help healing from their compound. I'm not sure the vinegar is a very top healer. It's really helpful for the body. I know that. It's very good for digestion, good for a lot of things. About being an antibiotic, I'm not sure how much because it's very diluted. Frode is my old chef from Paris. I had a super restaurant in Paris called Texas Coyote. It was a 3-floor, 6,000 square foot restaurant, very cool. And we were open until 4 o'clock every day. It was really, really a hot place. I'd do 500 people a day or something. And Frode from Norway was my awesome chef. This guy can cook like nobody's business and drink at the same time, but that we won't talk about it. And now he's a chef in, James, remind me, he's a chef in...
offshore oil rig. He goes out there and he cooks for what did he say? 100 guys every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
But he's crazy, so we won't worry about it.
And he showed us some of the food. The food looked really good. I mean, he uses.
Yeah, no, he's a great chef. That's the thing.
You have to bring a ship out with meat and vegetables, and it's just incredible stuff.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're almost done.
But your restaurant in Paris, it was a Tex-Mex restaurant. How could that have been successful? Aren't Tex-Mex restaurants a dime a dozen in Paris? I'm kidding, of course. Online and offshore right now.
Well, when you come back for day, we want some pictures like last time. That was really awesome. Okay? Call us back. We want you on the show next time, chef. Yeah, you're getting I need you. I need you, Kenny.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Let's talk, man. We're about to make some food as well.
Well,
all right, guys, so it's about 4 o'clock. And very cool. We had a bunch of people. I'm trying to get the messages updated and stuff. But I'm just going to eat my stuff. This. Oh, wow.
I think Kenny should be a guest on the show one of these days. Kenny, I'm putting out the invitation there. Next week, I want to mention that next Monday we're going to have a man named Sebastian. He is the general manager of Fabrique Délice, which is a really, really good charcuterie maker located in Hayward, California, just here. But they distribute nationally, and they make unbelievable pâtés, sausages, all kinds of stuff. So he's going to talk about that business next Monday. And Kenny, we're going to get you on the show. You can bring your daughter, and we'll talk about all kinds of stuff, including Japanese.
We're all just a guy, okay?
Yeah, I'm just a guy.
Me too. And I have 2 boys.
All right. That's it for this week.
And, we're trying to get Paul Johnson. I'm trying to get Paul Johnson from Monterey Fish. I had to get, maybe I get another fishmonger. I want to talk about fish. I really want to know what's going on with the fish.
Yeah.
Some people are concerned about the fish being polluted from the Pacific, from the radiation. I want to make sure that we understand what that means. And also,
also the climate change is changing the temperature of the oceans, which is very, very dangerous.
The climate change is changing the climate temperature. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go.
Coming up this summer, we're gonna have some really great guests. We're gonna talk about all kinds of stuff, including Kenneth Woodruff and his amazing boar rillettes.
Right, great. Thank you. For this, see you soon, huh?
Thanks, Chef. Thanks everybody for watching.